Hello everyone, this is part 2 of Unix session. Today we will start with head command. Let me open my git bash. So git bash is nothing but a simulator kind of thing, and it will make you feel like you are working in a Unix environment even though you are inside a Windows environment. So for the tutorial purpose I am using git bash. So if you want to open it from starting, you just have to go and type git bash, and this particular window will open. If you want to increase the font size, you will have to press Ctrl and scroll your mouse. The font of your git bash will increase. So we will start with the head command first. Okay, let me navigate into my session directory first. Right. So inside the session directory, I have multiple files. Let's say I want to print top 5 lines of this file. Or let's take example of this one. SQL underscore query.txt. I want to take top 5 line of this file. So the command for that is head -5 and then the file name. Okay. So if I will run this command, now you can see 5 lines got printed. First line is this one, second line is empty line, then third line is related to this database, fourth line is create database, and fifth line is again a empty line. If you want to cross check it once again, I can go back to my SQL underscore query.txt file, and here you can see this same output got printed when I ran the query head -5. Okay, now let's say you want to check last 5 lines of your file, then you will have to run tail -5. So tail -5 is nothing but opposite of head -5. Okay, let me go back to my git bash, and this time I want to print last 5 lines of my txt file. Let me run this command. Now here you can see that first line is empty, and then the subsequent 4 lines got printed. If you want to cross check it once again, let me again go back to SQL query.txt, and here you can see that these 5 lines got printed. Now what is the next topic? Yeah, next topic is echo command. So if you want to print something inside your console, then you will have to use your echo command. Here my console is my this terminal. Okay, let me clear the screen. To clear the screen, you will have to run a command clear. Okay, now let's say I want to print something like this is my first message. So the syntax for printing something is echo. Then you can give single quote or double quote. Inside those quotes, you will have to write your message, and you just have to enter. See, whatever message I had inside my quotes, it got printed. Even I can use single quotes also here instead of double quotes, and the output will be same. Now, what is the difference between single quote and double quote then? Whatever string you will write inside your single quote, it will take as a literal string. But in case of double quote, if you have some variables defined and you want to print the value of that variable, then you will have to write those variables inside the double quotes. Okay, let me show you one example of that. Let me define one variable. So how to define a variable in Unix? You just have to write the variable name equal to, and then you can assign the value to this particular variable. Now if you want to print the value of this variable, you cannot just simply go and write a and enter, because what Unix is considering it as a command, Unix command, but this is not a Unix command, this is a variable, right? And you want to print its value. So in order to print its value, you will have to write echo, and you will have to use dollar symbol. So it will be echo $a, right? See, the value of a got printed. Now, if I want to, let's say, I want to write some message, something like echo value of a equals to $a, right? So if I will use single quote over here, let me use single quote, then this string will get printed as it is. Okay, the value of $a will not be printed. Let me run this command, then you will know the difference what I'm trying to convey. Yeah, see, now it got printed as it is, but my motive was to print the value of $a. So if you want to print the value of any variable, then you will have to use double quotes. So this is the difference between single quotes and double quote. Now let me print this. See, now the value of A got printed over here, right? Okay. Now redirection operator. Okay, so we have two type of redirection operator in Unix. One is for overwriting the content of file, which is nothing but a single greater sign. And if you want to append the content inside a file, then you will have to use double greater than symbol. Okay, now let's see them into action. Let's say, okay, before this, let me tell you one thing. Whatever string you will write inside this echo statement, the output will get printed to your standard output device. In my case, standard output device is my laptop screen. So if I will hit this command, now you see Sanjay Bedwal, it got printed in my laptop terminal. But I don't want to print this screen into my laptop. Rather than I want to redirect it into some another file. Okay. So let me go back to the previous command. I want to redirect this output to some file. Let's say I want to redirect it into f5.txt. So what will happen? One new file, if that file is not present, that file will get created and the content of this echo will get stored inside this file. Let me run this command. Let's check if this file got created or not. See, this file got created f5.txt at 23:04 hours. Okay, 23:04 hours is the time inside my laptop. So let's check the content. If this Sanjay Bedwal got stored inside it inside f5.txt or not. So in order to check the content of a file, we have a command cat command. You have to write cat and then the file name. Okay, so the content got saved inside my file. Now let's say I again ran that command using this greater than operator, and this time I'm writing line number 2. So what will happen? It will again overwrite the content of this f5.txt. The only difference is this time this f5.txt is already existing file. It will just go ahead and overwrite the already existing content, which is Sanjay Bedwal. So Sanjay Bedwal will get overwritten by line 2 message. Let me run this command. Let's cross check it once again. Let me run ll command first. So let's check. Okay, I wanted to check. Yes, I wanted to check the modified timestamp of this file. See, earlier the modified timestamp of this file was 23:04 hours, and now this is 23:05 hours, right? So it means this file got modified. So let's quickly cross check the content also. Again, we have to write cat command f5.txt, and yes, my content got overwritten. So what should I write in place of greater than symbol if I don't want to overwrite my content and I want to append my content? So it's very simple. Let's say I am writing now line 3, and this time I don't want to overwrite, I want to append. So I will have to use two greater symbols here, f5.txt. Okay, let's quickly cross check the timing, if the modification time of this file got changed or not. Yes, it got changed. Earlier it was 23:05, now it is 23:06. Okay, let's check the content also, if content got overwritten or it got appended. Yeah, it got appended this time. Okay, so these are very powerful operators. We call them redirection operator because they are redirecting our output into some other files, right? Okay, let's come back. So we have discussed this thing. Okay, so this is very important thing, echo minus e, where we use echo and where we use echo minus e. So if in your string you want to have some escape character like /n/r. So why do we use /n in programming language? If we want to give one enter, if we want to provide some enter character, like if I come back to Notepad, in Notepad you just simply you just simply write line 1 and then you provide enter line 2, right? If you want to do this thing in Unix, then you will have to write it like echo line 1, then you will have to give /n and then line 2. Okay, and let's run this command first and let's see if it is working or not. Okay, so this command is not working. That means simple echo statement will not understand what is /n. So in order to make it understand, we will have to write, what was the syntax? Our syntax is echo minus e, right? So can you see, I have written one note over here. Minus e here enables the interpretation of /escapes, right? This is nothing but escape character. Okay, so let me use the old command and let me just quickly modify it and use minus e statement here. See, this time this line 2 got printed in second line. You can see an space over here because I have given one space after new line character. That's why you are seeing a space before this line 2 word. Okay, now let's go back. Okay, redirection operator I have already covered. Single greater than is for overwrite the file, to overwrite the file, and double greater than symbol is for appending the content. Variable declaration I have already covered. Okay, addition. Okay, yeah, so addition is very important to learn in Unix. Why? Because let's say you are running some loop. I am assuming that you are having some background of program doing a programming. So whenever you have a loop, usually we have to keep one counter value, right? Let's say I have a counter which starts from 1. Now I want to increment this value because this is my counter. I want to increment its value to 2. So if you are thinking that you can directly go and write something like this will not work. Let me try to run it. And let's check what is the value of $a now. See what it has done. It has taken it has taken it as a string and it has just assigned it into our a variable. Now even we have lost this value. Let me again initialize this value, right? So now let me explain you what is the syntax for doing an addition. So for addition, we will have to use reverse codes. Okay, please remember this is not single quote, but these are reverse code. You will find it in the keyboard besides your one key, where we have a key for digit 1. Besides that, you will find out this reverse code. Let me type 2 reverse codes, and inside it you will have to write one keyword expr, which stands for expression, and then we will have to write our expression. Our expression is nothing but we want to increment value of $a. Let's give space, then plus again space, and then 1. We want to increase this counter by 1. Let me run this command and let's quickly cross check if our counter got incremented or not. See, it got incremented. We have initialized it with 1 and now it got incremented and now the value is 2.